In a quiet town, a group of narrators, the deep-voiced movie trailer narrator, the sophisticated British documentary narrator, the dramatic fantasy narrator, the intense sports announcer, the soothing audiobook narrator, and the calm nature documentary narrator, all meet in an ancient library, each trying to out-narrate the others. What starts as a simple encounter quickly turns into a chaotic showdown of voices, each one trying to seize control of the story. Just as tensions reach their peak, a mysterious figure arrives, none other than Morgan Freeman. His legendary voice instantly humbles the other narrators, making them realize they never stood a chance. The story ends with the narrators in awe, as Morgan Freeman takes his rightful place as the ultimate narrator.
It was a quiet evening in the town of Wordsville until the narrators arrived. Little did they know, they were about to face the greatest challenge of their careers.
said the deep-voiced movie trailer narrator, his voice echoing ominously. Ah, but they did know, countered
The British documentary narrator, adjusting his monocle with an air of intellectual superiority.
for they had all been summoned to this very spot, an ancient library filled with untold stories.
Summoned by whom?
Wondered the gentle audiobook narrator, his voice soft and soothing, as if he were reading a bedtime story.
And so began a tale of mystery, intrigue, and drama.
Bellowed the overly dramatic fantasy narrator, his cloak billowing for no apparent reason.
Drama? This is what we live for, folks.
Shouted the shouty sports announcer, already sweating as if this were a championship game.
The stakes have never been higher.
Calm down,
Muttered the nature documentary narrator, his voice like a gentle breeze.
Observe how the sports narrator puffs out his chest, attempting to assert dominance. But inside, he knows. He is not the apex narrator.
Who said that?
Demanded sports announcer, spinning in circles. And just like that,
Whispered nature documentary narrator.
the shouting one became confused. A classic display of the predator losing track of its prey. The narrators all looked at each other. The tension was unbearable. And so it was that they realized only one could be the true narrator of this story, boomed movie trailer narrator.
But why must we fight?
Wondered audiobook narrator, sighing softly.
Perhaps, just perhaps, we can share this story together.
There was a long pause. A single tumbleweed rolled through the library,
Unlikely.
muttered British documentary narrator.
Oh, but imagine.
Declared overly dramatic fantasy narrator, his arms raised to the heavens.
A battle, an epic, fateful duel of voices where only the strongest shall...
Oh, this is gonna be big, ladies and gentlemen.
Sports announcer interrupted, unable to contain himself.
We have a full-on, high-stakes showdown. I hope you're ready, because this is history in the making.
The other narrators glared at him. And at that moment, the sports narrator realized he had gone too far.
Said nature documentary narrator.
Sports announcer crossed his arms.
Oh, I see how it is. You guys don't appreciate passion in narration. Fine. I'll play it cool.
He cracked his knuckles.
Let's do this.
Each narrator squared up, voices at the ready. Movie trailer narrator cleared his throat.
In a world where narrators fight for dominance,
British documentary narrator smirked.
Ah, but this world has existed for centuries, long before such a conflict was even conceivable.
Fantasy narrator pointed dramatically.
But if the prophecy foretells this battle, then surely it must mean that...
Oh, he's bringing in prophecies, folks. This is a power move.
Shouted sports announcer. Audiobook narrator sighed.
And so, with heavy hearts, the narrators prepared to do battle, knowing that only one would walk away victorious.
Movie trailer narrator raised his hands.
but wait, what if there was an even greater threat?
They all froze. A greater threat,
whispered nature documentary narrator. Yes!
movie trailer narrator thundered.
Something more powerful than all of us. Something we never saw coming.
A shadow loomed over them. The library trembled. Then a voice, so smooth, so authoritative, rumbled through the air.
Hello there.
The narrators turned. Standing before them, wearing sunglasses and exuding an aura of absolute confidence, was Morgan Freeman. They gasped. "Oh no,"
Breathed British documentary narrator.
The final boss.
whispered fantasy narrator.
And here he comes, stepping into the arena, looking calm, looking collected. Truly a legend in the game,
Shrieked sports announcer. Morgan Freeman smiled.
Gentlemen,
He said, his voice silky smooth.
shall we begin?
And in that moment, all the narrators knew. They had already lost. But they heard a voice. It said, "Who is narrating the narrators? And if you want to see more videos, like and subscribe."
In a world of words, we take the stage. Two narrators locked in a storytelling cage. You start the tale, but I jump right in. I speak your thoughts, where do I begin? You say no, that's my life.